my name is Shayna Guzman. I'm a ninth grader, and the project I'm doing today is the Cell Organelle book. My role in the project was the illustrations and the draft to create it. So first what we're going to talk about is what the project is. Then we're going to describe the process, the feedback, what we do in the future, what I learned, questions, and then I'll present it. So what the project is. So what we had to do was to display either a children's book, an analogy, or a song to represent or to show what an organelle's functions are and what the cell is as a whole. And so me and my partner decided to do the children's book to make it fun. So the process of creating the book, it was a really hard process, especially for 3 days to create a 12 to 16 page book. It was really hard, especially since it was mostly over the weekend. And so, like my partner wasn't as helpful, but I felt that that was on me because I usually do stuff independently, and the fact that I had to depend on somebody over the weekend was really hard for me. And it was a really fun and not-infused project because I was able to draw, and I love drawing, and I was able to use colors and all these different stuff. So, critiques and feedback. Yeah, the physical component was really good, but just like working with my partner and just having that communication between each other wasn't that well. And I think we should have worked well on that because I felt that since we didn't work a lot and we didn't communicate a lot of it was stuck on me, and I had to do a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's the thing I would do in the future is to trust my partner more, especially since like I felt like he didn't really know. Like I felt that I was more superior, which is something I need to work on, because I felt that I knew how to draw, I knew how to do the typing, so it was really hard to give him something to do. And so I tried my best to give him something to do. What I did learn, like I really did learn stuff that impacted my goals. Like for example, my course goal, like I felt like I needed to put myself into other people's shoes and feel a different perspective and put myself in a different perspective in order to actually have someone learn from this book. And also I needed to review and to think about what the cells were and the cell organelle because my teacher told me that was really important for the region, so I needed to familiarize myself with something like that. And it helped me open my mind. I felt that was a course goal and a personal goal, especially since like putting myself in a different, learning a different method of learning. Since everyone has a different way of learning, I felt that doing this would like help me, like help my brother with homework or help the kids next door with something. So I felt that was really important. And so before I present, a question is to looking at the thing and the title, the Spectacular Adventure of Robert the Ribosome. What do you think will it be about?
Cells and ribosomes. An adventure, perhaps through the human body.
Yeah, seems like that.
While I read, you have to spot the 3 differences between the plant cell and the animal cell.
Okay.
Okay, so let's begin. The Spectacular Adventure of Robert the Ribosome. Once upon a time, there lived a place called Cell City. In this big place, there lived a small ribosome named Robert. He felt so small in Cell City that he began to lose confidence in himself. Luckily, his mother was there to cheer him up. One day, when him and his mother were in the city, he immediately lost her. He couldn't find her in such a big city, and that did not stop him. He first looked in the GAPS, Golgi Apparatus Postal Service, but she wasn't there. When he was heading to the exit, a big cart picked him up. He was being sent somewhere else. He immediately jumped out into a big pond of lysosome enzymes who were trying to break him down. They were getting closer and closer, but Robert had jumped out. That was crazy. Imagine living in an animal cell. They have more, said Robert. As soon as Robert jumped out, he fell into a hole. The hole led him to the cytoskeleton. He spent hours trying to get out until he saw a bright light. He walked toward it, where he entered the most dangerous place of the cell, the vacuole. The vacuole was where the waste of the cell was. Psst. Robert turned around where he saw bunches of water hiding. Help us! We need to be turned into glucose and oxygen before the waste gets to us. Robert showed them the hole he had went through to get there. Let's just say I'd rather live in an animal cell, smaller vacuole. Robert followed the bunches of water and turned out to be at the chloroplast garden. He asked the leader, Thylakoides, where he should look next. But that was not a good idea, since he was not as intelligent as he usually is, since he had not gotten water to cause photosynthesis. You should go check the CW limits, said the leader. Robert followed their directions. He was standing at the edge of the city limits. This is it. If she's not out there, I can never go back. Hey kid, what are you doing? You can't just get out of this cell. This isn't an animal cell. We have a cell wall for a reason. Robert turned where he saw a mitochondria power plant. So, what are you doing out here alone? I'm trying to find my mother, said Robert. Well, you should check the celltacular headquarters. Inside, you will find the original nuclear knowledge protector and leader of the cell. He knows all using